Good afternoon and welcome to Extra. Today on the show we have Justine Gorey here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We will be talking about the First Home Ownership Scheme loan. So Justine, can you tell me what is this loan about?
Okay, firstly, this product was developed basically through an arrangement between the Bank South Pacific and the government to help Papua New Guinean citizens especially to acquire funding for their first home.
Wow, that's excellent. Can you tell me a bit about the eligibility criteria, please?
Okay, eligibility criteria. Firstly, you have to be a PNG citizen because the initiative was basically intended for Papua New Guinean citizens because, as you know, a lot of Papua New Guineans these days either live with relatives or are renting or even live in settlements. So this initiative is actually to assist Papua New Guineans to get their own home. Okay. Now the second criteria to be eligible for this particular loan, you have to be a first home buyer. So if you're applying with a partner or a spouse, you must not own or part own a property under a state lease. Because when we assess your application, we'll see that you own a property and they'll be considered as having a home already. Okay. So you must not be an owner of property to start with. Okay. You must also have proof of equity contribution. Another requirement for this particular loan is to provide equity contribution of at least 10% of the purchase price of the property. And you also have to be in formal employment, either in the public sector or the private sector.
Okay, great. So if I were to apply for this loan, I know that I'm eligible. What would the requirements of the loan be?
Okay, firstly, you have to provide bank statements. If you're with BSP, we'd like to see, if you're banking with BSP, we'd like to see a bank statement to show funds coming in, or maybe say your salary and outgoings, your expenses. If you're banking with other banks, we'd like to see at least 3 months bank statements. So again, that'll show the bank what you're earning, what your outgoings are. We'd also like to see a statement of other loans that you may have with other institutions, so that from our assessment we can be able to determine whether you are able to repay our loan as well as repay the loans with the other banks, the financial institutions. We'd also like for you to provide at least 3 latest pay slips so that we know that you're in employment.
Yes, definitely.
As well as a formal letter from your employer or a contract of employment to show that you are currently working and you're earning regular income.
Okay, well great. We've heard about the loan and we also know if we're eligible, and we also now know the requirements, but how do we apply for this loan?
You can pop into any branches at BSP to apply for a loan. You can even take the loan application with you and complete and send it back to us. But when you complete the loan, we'd like to see a copy of the state lease or copy of the title deed of the property that you're intending to buy, because we'd like to see that state lease is actually state-owned. Okay. Because it's a government initiative, the properties that we'd like to fund have to be under a state lease, has to be owned by the government, because we do not encourage applicants to apply for a loan to fund purchase of customary land, because there's issues when it comes to like wanting to sell off the land to get our money back if the loan goes bad. Yeah. And of course you'll have issues like land disputes, different people showing up saying they own the land, those kind of issues. Yes, yeah. That is why with this initiative we would prefer for it to be state-owned.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we go?
Yes, for more information you can always check up our website, the BSP website, for more details on the First Home Ownership Scheme loan.
Thanks so much for your time on the show today, Justine. You've been really informative.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us for Extra.